We are now 10 minutes away from the start of this afternoon's commencement ceremony here in the beautiful Castle Open Air Theater, surrounded by the Communications Building on the east and the Perry Campus Center on the north. We have restroom facilities available on all levels of both buildings. Inside the patio doors of the Campus Center, which is on the northwest side of the Open Air Theater, you'll find the Lakeside Coffee House, which has warm and cold beverages. Also on the lower level of the Campus Center, you'll find the Doan Bookstore, which will be open until 4 o'clock this afternoon. You'll find vending machines for snacks in both buildings on the lowest level of each building. Also in these buildings, you'll find water fountains that have water bottle filling stations. So take advantage of those opportunities. Stay hydrated. If you have questions or are in need of assistance, just grab one of us from Doan University. Many of us are wearing name tags. We would be glad to help you. I'd like you to sit back, grab a seat, whether it's in the shade or the sun, and enjoy the Castle Open Air Theater.
Flat or F, here we go.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Will everyone who is able please stand for the processional?
Renaissance. Let's go right at number 4. They're almost ready. President, Mr. Marshall.
We are proud to have 2025 music education graduate Mark Frederick Hoyer, a third-generation Dode Tiger on the Bull side of the family, who will receive his bachelor's degree this afternoon. He will perform our national anthem. Will you all please remain standing? And gentlemen, we ask that you remove your caps as Mark sings the Star Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Junior marshals, please post the colors.
Thank you, Mark, for leading us in singing the Star Spangled Banner. Audience, please be seated. Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Lori Cook Benjamin, and I serve as Doan's Chief Academic Officer. Welcome to the 2025 Spring Commencement Ceremony. To our graduates, families, and friends, thank you for supporting our graduates throughout their Doan journey. To our Doan faculty and staff, thank you for educating and caring for our graduates. And to our graduates, you are ready. You are Doan. No matter where your journey takes you, Doan's education and experiences have formed the foundation for your continued success. Our next speaker, a Doan student, is someone I've had the privilege to know, interestingly, through our Board of Trustees meetings. Today, he is receiving his bachelor's degree in health sciences, pre-med. During his time at Doan, he participated in many organizations and activities. One of those organizations is Student Congress, affectionately known as STUCO. Please help me welcome the 24-25 Student Congress President, Blake Scommel.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for allowing me, thank you for allowing me to welcome you this afternoon, and thank you all for being here on this beautiful day, a day we've dreamed of, worked towards, and will remember for the rest of our lives. I want to start by saying that I wouldn't be standing here today without the unwavering support of my grandparents, my two younger brothers, and most of all, my incredible parents. Thank you for this moment, thank you. This moment is just as much yours as it is mine. Now, let's get into it. So, there's something beautiful about waiting for something almost romantic about it. It's poetic, keeping a goal, a thought in the back of your mind for years, only for all your hard work to culminate on one beautiful afternoon such as this. We are here to celebrate that compounding interest that is our undergraduate education. Day in and day out, we built on everything we accomplished prior, earning the right to potentially sweat our butts off in these brutally warm gowns this afternoon. Thank goodness for the wind. When I began my Doan journey, one of the first adult purchases I made after my parents left was at Walmart, buying a corkboard and some nails. Back in my dorm room, I hammered that board into the wall right above where I lay my head each night. Apologies to Res Life. Over the next week, I filled it with pictures, each one symbolizing a goal I wanted to achieve at some point in my life. On the back of each photo, I wrote out the goal, from simple milestones like surviving the first day of class to big dreams like writing a book one day, getting married, or visiting Iceland. Every time I accomplished something, I'd rip it down and toss it in the trash in celebration. It was a triumph. Though small, it was meaningful. One of the last images left is my graduation cap, tacked in the corner, a little faded and curled from 4 years of waiting. I brought it with me today as a reminder to myself and to you all, of that quiet promise that we made to ourselves, the same promise that many of us made when we first stepped on this campus 3 to 4 years ago. Only 7% of the world has earned a college degree. Today, we join that small, extraordinary group. So when your name is called, take a breath. Feel the weight of that accomplishment. You did something remarkable, not just for yourself, but for every person who believed in you, and maybe even for those who didn't. Because you have made it through every critique, every uphill battle, every barely skirted through, every soared like a bird, every lowest of low, every highest of high, every head in your hands, yelling to God, saying, "Why me? Why now?" And yet you sit here about to accomplish what most only dream of. 3 or 4 years ago, you stepped on this campus, you believed you could, but more importantly, you decided you would. And that is the true beauty of this group. We took the road less traveled and came out the other side as some of the most talented and well-crafted leaders of our generation. Though it is early in this ceremony, I want to finish my speech by focusing on what will happen after we leave here today, because nothing ever truly ends poetically. It ends, and then what we do after turns it into poetry. There's truly no career path that comes free of negativity. Whatever you do after this, if you're being met with resistance, that probably means you're doing something new. If you're experiencing turbulence or pressure, that probably means you're rising. And there might be some times where you put your whole heart and soul into something and is met with cynicism or skepticism. But Doane has prepared you not to let it crush you, but instead to fuel you. So as we step off the stage and into the unknown, remember this: the world will not always clap for you. It won't always make space for your voice, and it certainly won't be fair. But you are not here because life has been easy. You are here because day in and day out you showed up. Don't wait for the world to give you permission. Take up space. Build something only you can build. Love deeply, risk often, and when in doubt, lead with kindness. Because you were never just here to graduate. You were here to become. And now that you have, go show the world who you are. Congratulations, Doane, class of 2025. Welcome to the commencement ceremony, and let's make the world feel something truly unforgettable. Thank you.
Thank you, Blake. At this time, I'd like to ask Elizabeth Ellie Weimer, who is receiving her bachelor's degree in music education today, to come forward to give the opening reflection and prayer.
Dear graduates, we made it. If you had asked me 4 years ago to predict how this journey would unfold, I can promise you I would have never guessed any of what actually transpired. And I'm sure many of you feel the same. Our time here has been anything but conventional. For me, that's especially true. My college experience was shaped not only by classes and campus life, but by the birth of my beautiful son, Hudson, during my sophomore year. At the time, I wasn't sure how I was going to finish school, let alone do it well. But those worries began to fade thanks to the incredible people here at Doane. In fact, I ended up landing a full teaching job a year early. So for the past year, I've been balancing life in the classroom as a teacher while still completing my coursework here at Doane. It hasn't been easy, but the payoff has been exponential. Once again, unconventional, but Doane made it possible. I want to thank some of those people now, because without them, I wouldn't be the person I am today or the educator I am becoming. Dr. Kurt Runestad, Dr. Andrew Fays, Dr. William Whipple, Professor Kathy Ullman, Lisa Ulmer, and Hannah Jo Smith. These people and so many others taught me far more than any textbook could. They taught me patience, kindness, resilience, and the importance of advocacy. They changed the way I see the world and helped me believe in my ability to make a difference within it. I know I'm not alone in this. Every one of us has those standout mentors, those unforgettable classes, those shared moments that have shaped our college experience. Maybe you were lucky enough to be in Mark Meisenberg's LAR 101 class and endured the delightful chaos that is Bad Movie Trailer Friday. Maybe you found your community in Lakeside, coffee in hand, doing homework, but really just soaking up the presence of lifelong friends. This journey hasn't been easy. It came with long nights, a few tears, and maybe more lesson plans or homework than sleep. But we're here. We did it. And we did it with the help of a community that showed up for us time and time again. That brings me to one of the most memorable things we've heard during our time at Doane. President Roger Hughes gave us a phrase, just 4 simple words, that turned out to be some of the most powerful advice. Go ahead, say it with me. I need your help. I didn't really understand the strength in those words when I first got here, but becoming a mom, juggling classes, work, and parenting, that changed things. I realized that asking for help isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's how we grow. And when I asked, Doane answered. And now, here I am, standing here with all of you, proud, grateful, and a little in awe. Dr. Faze, I remember what you told me when I got my job last year. Ellie, you've worked too hard not to, so as long as you get this piece of paper, I'll support you in whatever decision you make. Well, Dr. Faze, here I am. Here we are. We got the paper, and we're ready for what comes next. Congratulations, class of 2025. Let's go do something amazing. I now ask that you please stand and join me in a moment of reflection and prayer, each of us in our own way. Today, we gather in gratitude to celebrate the achievements of our graduates and to mark the beginning of their journeys moving forward. We ask for patience, peace, and love to guide them through the seasons ahead. Grant them the courage to continue lifelong learning and the humility to recognize and grow from their mistakes. Bless each path they take. Fill their days with purpose, their minds with wisdom, and their hearts with compassion. Grant them good health, strong minds, and open hearts. May they be guided by grace, led by curiosity, and supported by community as they share their gifts with the world. I now invite everyone to silently add a moment of personal prayer or reflection. And now, let us bring our reflection or prayer to a close, each in our own way.
Thank you, Ellie. Please be seated. I just have to say, wow. Mark, Blake, and Ellie, we have talented students. Let's give them another round of applause. Our next speaker graduated from Doane in 1982 and is completing his 4th year in his present position. Seniors, I think that makes him also a senior. He's a leader. He lives with purpose. He believes in this university and our call to educate students. Everyone, the 13th president of Doane University, Dr. Roger Hughes.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much, Dr. Andy Faze and the Doane Concert Band for playing here at Commencement today. Thanks also to Ellie Weimer for giving the opening reflection and Mark Hoyer for singing the national anthem. Thanks also to the facilities and ground staff for all their help in getting our beautiful campus ready for this event, and as well as all the staff volunteers who are helping here today. Thank you so much. Will all the veterans as well as active members of all branches of the U.S. military please stand and be recognized? Thank you for your service, for your sacrifices, for protecting us, and for defending our rights. Thank you again. It's my pleasure to welcome everyone to the 2025 Spring Commencement of Doane University. We gather here on our Creek campus to celebrate this monumental achievement that will change the trajectory of your life and your family's lives. Through your hard work, perseverance, and intellectual accomplishments, you have earned your Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science degrees. The class of 2025 is the first class that I welcome to Doane in my initial convocation address, so I may feel just a little bit closer to this class. Some fun facts about the graduating class of 2025. The class of 2025 has 8 Doane Scholars and 6 Honors Programs graduates. 5 of you were lead actors or directors in theater productions. 30 graduates in the class of 2025 completed the Directions Leadership Program. 99 graduates completed an internship. Doane athletic teams were led by 60 team captains from the class of 2025. 4 of you were top chair players in the Doane bands. 22 of you held the top leadership positions in your organization, including student organizations presidents, Greek chapter presidents, editor-in-chief of the OWL, chair of Relay for Life, and senior community advisor in their residence halls. 75 of you presented at Mind Expo. And the class of 2025 completed an incredible 2,398 hours of documented community service, creating an economic impact of over $76,000. Well done. We hope your Doane experience has exceeded your expectations. Your very presence here as a graduate speaks to your self-sacrifice, your work ethic, your intellectual acuity, and the fact that you learned that success cannot be attained without failure, and greatness cannot be achieved if you become satisfied. You learned this because at Doane, we build leaders. And no leader is successful by themselves. Every successful leader has a team behind them who supported, nurtured, kicked them in the seat of their pants when they needed motivation, or picked them up after a failure, gave them the hugs and encouragement needed to start again. Those who provided that support to one of today's graduates, thank you so much for your investment and a special welcome to Doane. It is my pleasure to introduce and welcome today's commencement speaker, James Beatty. His bio is in the program, but I'll just hit some of the highlights. JB was a 1970 graduate of Doane College, is the president of NCS International that is located in Omaha. He was named one of America's top 50 consultants by Consultant Connection. He has worked on over 300 projects representing 30,000 plus jobs and investments of over $3 billion. He has written extensively on economic development, and his work has been featured in the Wall Street Journal, Atlanta Business Journal, The Nation's Business, and the New York Times. He was appointed to the Congressional Office on U.S. Technology Assessment and has delivered keynote speeches to the National Governors Association and the Aspen Institute. Doane University has recognized JB with the Paul Kurzenbrock Humanitarian Award as well as the Honor D Award. Additionally, he was the first African American to graduate from Doane with a degree in mathematics. And over lunch, I learned that he was a quarter miler here at Doane, and it was interesting how the longer he talked, the better the times got. He was at 45, then 38, then 37. Remember, JB, the older you get, the faster you were. James Beatty, please.
Here we go. Thank you, Doc. Thank you. Okay, thank you all. Hey, everybody, how's everybody today? I'm told there's free beer at Roger's house afterwards. I'm up in it. Look here, I'm back in my jam. This is it. This is where it was, and where it is, and what it could be and would be, as Robin would say. You know Robin, the comedian? What'd it be like? Well, the English professor said, man, we got him up here. Listen, welcome and greetings from the class of 70, the part I was. I think we were probably the best class in the history of Doane, but at least let me say we were pivotal if we were nothing else. So from the class of 70 and those before and after us, welcome to graduation, and commencement. President Hughes, Board of Trustees, I'm told I have to single out Paul Shellstraight because I'm paid every time I say his name. Paul Shellstraight, Paul Shellstraight, Paul Shellstraight. So I need $300 to get back to Omaha. So we straight now. In any event, and his faculty and staff, I wish I knew all of this faculty and staff like you have come to know them. All I see and hear out of them is love for you as students, wanting to help you get ahead. And this tassel is wearing me out, but be that as it may. And to the band, I want to say, I went to the concert last night. I was up in the joint, and I heard this choir. They just acted up, and the band went. Give me a note. Give me a note up there. Something from James Brown that let me know. Give me a note. I'm telling you, man, this was all good. And family and friends, those of you that have emptied your pocketbooks to come to Dome, that have paid the tuition, the fees, and anything else that President Hughes had asked for, thank you so much. I know you're tired of, but Dad, Mom, I need, you know what I mean? I won't tell you what the tuition was when I came here, but it wasn't affordable then. I couldn't afford it back then. So God bless you for doing what you have done. Dome has prepared you. But you know what? I want you to meet the most special Dome person I have met in my life. Now, she was with me earlier, but this was my wife of 57 years who I met in this building right up here when she came into what was then known as the Campus Center. Erling Clay, now Beatty, from St. Louis. I can't even find her. Where you at? Where you at? So, there she is. There you go. Would you give her a round of applause? Now, I'm going to tell you a true story. I'm going to tell you a true story. I'm going to tell you what the Lord liked. I'm going to tell you the truth. When she walked into the campus center, I was sitting with my boys. Fellows, in other words. Don't say boys now because you're going to piss some people off. But I was with my fellows and say, you know what? You see that young lady right there? I'm going to marry her. And I did 57 years ago. Now go and tell that, all right? Now, go and tell that. So here's what else you're doing. Hey, y'all working on the note over there? Come on, give me something to work with here now. Give me some music up in this camp. Okay, now you are special. You are special. You know, now these Dome students have stolen all of my address. There's nothing else I can say about your sacrifice and this and that. They've said it all. So what's left for me? Well, I'm going to try my best to tell you what I think I know. 23.2% of people over 25 in the United States have baccalaureate degrees. That puts you in pretty special company. This morning we talked to the honorees and recipients of their masters and doctorates. In sequence, masters 6%, and 2% for doctorates of all people 25 and older in the United States. I didn't go to the world yet. I only Googled this for a little bit or so. But I got to tell you, since President Hughes called me on March 21st at 11:29 a.m. and said, JB, will you be our speaker? I want to tell you my life changed. I started walking differently. I started praying more. God, please let me live until May 17th. If you don't do nothing else, let me live. Let me not go to jail. Let me not get hurt. Let me not lose my voice. I got to get down here and talk. Talk. That's what we do in Chicago, talk on the west side. But you know what? I'm so glad I'm here. And I'm not going to be long. I was talked too short this morning, so I'm going to talk longer this afternoon. Yeah, right, okay. So I see people waving fans and all that. Don't you just hate speakers that just keep talking when you know that you just bored as hell and they just keep talking and talking. Well, I'm going to talk for a minute anyway. I want to get this straight. So you have overcome, but here's what you did. Every day we have a gift of 1,440 minutes a day. You told you I was a math major. I mean, I can count. If I can't do nothing else, I can count. I can count, multiply, and divide. I can cipher, baby. I can do all that. Over a year's time, you have 525,600 minutes. What have you done with them, and what will you do with them? You've taken the first step. You've taken one of many steps. Now, here's what I like. Here's what I like. Because most commencement speakers would say, well, once you go out in the real world, well, where the hell you been? You've been in the real world. You've not been on Mars. You've been in the real world. You've had to deal with this in your life. You've had to put up with the sleepless nights, with some of the assignments you had to work with. You had to pray. I learned a long time ago. They said, you know, the Supreme Court outlawed prayer in school. Well, you know, here's what I learned. As long as there's tests, there's going to be prayer in school. So you are prepared to be leaders, but I want you to be servant leaders. I want you to be sacrificial in what you do. Sometimes you may be the only one that believes in what you're doing, but if you know it's right, you just keep doing it. Some of the leaders that you have read about, history or in the news, look at where would we be if we didn't have cars? Henry Ford. But you know what? Henry Ford was not the inventor of cars. So if you put that on your test, you're wrong. It was Carl Benz in Germany. That's right, 1888. I looked it up. 1888. The Ford was 1896. Thomas Edison. Over 1,000 failures in the laboratory to get the incandescent light bulb to work. Alexander Graham Bell. He had the audacity as a teacher of the hearing impaired. They called them deaf back then, but we're more politically correct now. Of the hearing impaired. He had this thought he could make speech be transmitted over wires. When he got that perfected, to his standard anyway, he took it to the White House. And one of the people in the White House, most namely the president, Rutherford B. Hayes, said to him, wow, that's such an amazing invention, but who would ever want to use one of them? But then, in my generation, Martin Luther King, he didn't ask to become a leader. He was drafted into it, right? It was his time. He didn't know it. He didn't realize it at that time, but out of Montgomery, Alabama, where he was head of the church there, had it not been for Rosa Parks, who I've had the pleasure of meeting, to say, I'm not giving up my seat, where would we be? Don't you think King got tired? Don't you think King knew that he was going to be killed in America for standing up for people that could not stand up for themselves? But he kept on. That's what you got to do. That's what you 194, did I have it right, Roger? Seniors have to do. Stand up. You're going to be in the fields. You're going to be in education, medicine, and the list goes on. Are you going to be the leader you can be? You are the one that have to make it happen. And as you take that trip, sometimes people will be against you. Sometimes you may even fall down. But you know what I learned a long time ago? If you can look up, you can get up. Telling you what I know. There are three Dome leaders I want to talk about that they don't even know I'm talking about them, that were in the class of 70 with me or thereabouts. James Cotsana, you probably don't know that name, but you know 9/11. James Cotsana, who walked with me, was my good friend here from New Hampshire, had never seen a black person in his life. Till he got here. I got a whole nother story there, but that's another commencement. I'll do that one at Hastings or something like that. But James Cotsana, we became tight, but he became one of the top interrogators after 9/11. CIA, Doane College, I'm giving my age away, Doane College. You're a whole damn university now. You got a whole lot of colleges up in this place, man. I'm sorry. It was Doane College when I came here, and in my heart it is, but I know it's Doane University. James Cotsana, top interrogator in for the United States. Tom Mangelson, you see his pictures all the time, right? Wildlife photography. He's been on 60 Minutes. I remember Tom walking around here for 4 years. Tom always kept a camera and a long army trench coat. I never seen him go to class. I just saw him walk around for 4 years. And Dr. Tom Tonges, who's no longer with us, but became a leader in medicine. I loved how he got involved. You see, I didn't get involved. I certainly got involved in athletics, but I didn't get involved in all of the activities that don't offer back then, and they offer more now, but he did. One of the top people in the country in that. Folks, you represent the solution to many of the problems, not just in America, but in this world. But you have to do it. I'm asking you to do it one world at a time. Your world in Doniphan, Crete, Exeter, Lincoln, Omaha. Come on, man, I got movement going on here. You know what I'm saying? Come do it. One leader at a time. Make your sacrifice. Make your commitment. And as a leader, remember, your mission is to help others become better. You are a servant leader. I contend to you and anyone on YouTube that watches this that Doane University will change this world one Doane graduate at a time. Thank you.
I was going to ask you to give it up one more time for JB, but you are all still clapping. So great job. Thank you. All right, graduates. Will all the candidates who are to receive their baccalaureate degrees please rise and remain standing. Dr. Hughes, on behalf of the faculty, I certify that the candidates who are present have completed all of their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their baccalaureate degree.
Upon recommendation of the faculty, and by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the state of Nebraska, I confer upon you the respective degree of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelors of Science, together with all the rights, privileges, honors, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. As a sign of the awarding of this degree, please transfer your tassel to the left side. I would like to introduce our Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, Mr. Pedro Maligo, who will be reading the names of today's graduates.
Graduates, please feel free to be seated until your roll is released. Lindsay Adams, summa cum laude. Lexi Alanis Diaz. Logan Amick. Bradley Entesberger. Samuel Arnett. Samuel Arnold, cum laude. Isabella Arredondo, cum laude. Olivia Balcom.
Hold on.
Okay. Tyson Boperthew. Anna Beckett. Blake Bieber.
Nice job, Blake Bieber.
Hunter Bennett. Cameron Binder. Jordan Bocock. Sam Bolt. Jordan Bond. Trenton Boucher. Boston Baumer. Boucher, sorry. Killian Balsfield. Haley Boyson. Alexander Brandenburg. Ashton Brewer, magna cum laude. Noah Brunk. Kenzie Bunner, cum laude. Misael Antonio Cantu, cum laude. Dionysius Chautas. Libby Clevat, magna cum laude.
Yeah, get a picture. There you go. Well done.
Luke Collison, magna cum laude. Guillaume Colom. Morgan Craig, cum laude.
Okay, Frankie.
I know. Frankie Curran Graff. John Dawes. Trey Dickey. Hugo Menegici dos Santos. Grace Dowding, cum laude. Guillermo Ángel Duenas. Natalie Dye. Isaac Epke, cum laude. Jared Ertzner Quito. Abigail Fontana. Remington Freeman. Jareem Fuller. Jaheem. David Alexander Garcia. Drew Garrison. Lucas Felipe Gomes. Caston Grape. Cody Hahn. Cooper Hancock. Kellyanne Harris. Alec Harshaw. Mackenzie Hatcliffe, cum laude. Cade Henkel. Caden Henry Perlich, magna cum laude. Lexi Herring. Lucas Hilliard. Jessica Himmelberg, cum laude. Brittany Hoffman, cum laude. Macy Holtz. Caleb Howe, cum laude. Mark Frederick Hoyer. Caleb Rebeck, magna cum laude. Devin Jepson. Quincy Johnson, cum laude. Andrea Jones. Jordan Joyner. Ellie Kines. Drew Kinnaman. Hayden Klaus, cum laude. Hannah Klein. Kaylee Clover. Brandon Knapp. Samantha Knapp, cum laude. Trey Kruger.
There you go.
Ava Keel. Kobe Cum. Brandon Lackey. Sierra Lachansky. Juan David Leal. Angel Martinez Len.
How about a smile, Angel? There you go.
Andrea Linares. Alexis Mock.
Congratulations, Lex.
Victoria Mano, cum laude. Chase Martin, cum laude. Nolan Mayer. Cooper McClure. Alexis McDaniel Gates. Owen McDonald. Jason McIntosh. Brianna Membreno. Brooklyn Mercurio, cum laude. Catherine Mertens. Kellen Meyer. Noah Miller. Samuel Alejandro Montañez. Jade Moore. Joseph Neal. Ashton Niles. Ingrid Guadalupe Ornelas. Mackenzie Painter. Ashley Palimo. Jaden Popek. Tasha Peterson, cum laude. Alisa Plock. Connor Podliska. Madeline Portwine. Anna Primer. Sorry, everybody. Anna Primer, summa cum laude. Paige Putti, cum laude. Abigail Wrightus, cum laude. Carson Reimers. Ethan Reinert. Benjamin Renshaw. Ian Riles. Darnell Riley. Shelby Robinson. Abigail Rouse. Austin Rausch. Kaylee Simland. Riley Sand, magna cum laude. Sam Schmitz. Ulias Schumacher. Caden Schumacher. Sierra Schwarzkopf, cum laude. Macy Seifert. Emma Schaefer, cum laude. Blake Scomo, magna cum laude. Taylor Sluka. Jackson Stander. Molly Staples. Dylan Starr. Raiden Steele. Derek Story, cum laude. Gavin Strauss. Jacob Tadlock. Nathan Tasted. Jared Taylor. Olivia Vaughn Thomas. Brady Tim. Sissy T-Rop. Haley Trahern, summa cum laude. Elizabeth Trausch. Lindsay Udell. Abigail Ulrich, cum laude. Matias Andrés Ventura Rosales. Aaron Volcano. Whitney Walter. Elizabeth Weimer. Lydia Wenz, cum laude. Will Lenz, cum laude. Dalton Weisenhunt. Abby Willett. Cade Wiseman. Jabao Wu. Christian Yanis, cum laude. President Hughes.
I know everyone's a little anxious to get the celebration to begin, but it's also the president's job to give just a little bit of advice before you walk off this campus. With your Doane degree, you are now part of a 153-year history and are joining a group of distinguished Doane alumni all over the world. And as I said during my welcome, at Doane, we build leaders, which means as a graduate, you are built to lead. And as you engage your fellow Doane alumni, you now know that they are also built to lead. So here are 5 things that I ask everyone to remember as they leave their home, apartment, leave their work. And if you remember the first time I spoke to you, I gave you these 5 things to remember. So nothing changes. This is what it is. Number 1, faith. Faith in your God, faith in yourself, faith in your calling, faith in your team. Keep the faith because you are built to lead. Number 2, don't believe the hype. You're not as good when you win, nor as bad when you lose as people or the world tells you. You will be constantly bombarded by white noise. Block it out. Focus on what really matters. Keep the most important thing the most important thing. Keep your humility because you are built to lead. Number 3, make things better. Wherever you go, whatever you do, leave it better than you found it. Every person you come in contact with, make them better. Too many people want to gripe about what's wrong, but they don't want to do anything about it. When you see something that's not right, roll up your sleeves and do something about it. Do not be passive, because you are built to lead. Number 4, hard work and perseverance trump talent every time. Hard work and perseverance trump talent every time. Pretty self-explanatory. You have both a great work ethic and perseverance because you are built to lead. And number 5, the strong take from the weak, but the smart take from the strong. The strong take from the weak, but the smart take from the strong. This is a quote from my good friend and Hall of Fame basketball coach, the late Pete Carrill at Princeton. I think if Pete were here, he would say, you are tigers. You are built to lead. You are smart and you're strong. You have the skills and attributes to succeed. The world you are entering may have bumps in the road. You can choose to see them as obstacles or opportunities. Don't waste 1 second thinking that you're not up to the task. And I say, you are a Doane graduate. And at Doane, we change the world one graduate at a time. Congratulations, graduates. Thanks to all the families and friends for coming. Merrill will ring. Go Tigers. Will Mark Hoyer please come forward once again? And will everyone please stand as Mark leads us in the singing of the Doane hymn that's found in your program. Mark will be accompanied by the Doane University Concert Band.
A hymn of praise we lift to thee, O God, whom we revere. For Doane, thy holy gift to us, our alma mater dear. Her walls are fitting monuments to those who reared them there, and strong lives nurtured in her walls bespeak their answered prayer. We build on Christ this model blessed, engraved on marble stone, is written to in every heart that loyal beats for Doane. Keep our soul vision then, O Christ, for eye undimmed and free, that we may honor God and Doane by building still on thee.
Mark, thank you again, and please be seated. I would now like to introduce Tasha Peterson, who received her bachelor's degree in elementary and special education today, who will be sharing a closing reflection.
Congratulations, class of 2025. We did it. We did something incredibly amazing today. My journey here started at Doane a little over 4 years ago with me opening my acceptance letter with my grandparents. I was extremely nervous that things wouldn't work out, but after opening the letter, the joy and excitement that we all shared is unmatched. I never, in my wildest dreams, would have ever expected how amazing this journey at Doane turned out, how amazing all of you, class of 2025, are. I never imagined that I would be here or be up here at this podium talking to you. My time at Doane has been nothing short of amazing. So here are a couple of the highlights that have really made my time at Doane
home. I became a member of the Doane Concert Band and Pep Band and quickly found my family. So shout out to you for all that you are. I joined Chi Delta sorority where I met so many incredible humans who I am proud to call my siblings. Thank you. I declared a double major in elementary and special education. Shout out to all of the College of Ed and every professor that I have ever had the honor of sitting in class with. Thank you. I traveled across the country twice. I flew on the first airplane in the span of 2 weeks. I traveled to Florida to attend a leadership conference at Disney World. And the following week, I hopped on another flight and I traveled to Washington, D.C. to not only represent TRIO as a first-generation student, but to represent Doane University here in Crete, Nebraska. I made some mistakes, of course. I think that all of us can relate to this in one way or another, but there are too few to mention here on this special day. I had the honor to work at the Academic Success Center, where I worked with some incredible staff and faculty. I was able to learn some very important life lessons and found some of the most encouraging people that I have ever met. I was challenged here, and I was pushed to be the best person that I can be, and for that, I will forever be grateful. I found that each of us, from class of 2025, whether you were here with us in person, online, at another university, watching the live stream, wherever you are, I believe that we were brought to this campus for a reason. And I believe that God brought us all together 4 years ago, or a few less if you joined us late. And again today to celebrate not only our own successes, but the success of all of us, the class of 2025. As our time here at Doane started to come to an end, and we were about to leave this campus with a feeling of pride and accomplishment, I want to leave you with one of the most important lessons that I learned throughout my time here. And it came from a professor who I had the honor of attending classes with. It is 2 words, but it significantly impacted my time here at Doane, and I want to share it. It is choose joy. This was both a song that I was able to perform with the concert band, but it also became a life motto. Graduates, as we go out into the world, there will be a lot of incredible things that will happen to us. Whether that be within the career field that you are going into, the life choices that you will get to make, or the opportunities that present themselves to you. No matter what you do or who you are, there will be things that are going to test you. There will be trials and errors, and there will be successes, and there will be losses. There will be fear and hope, and there will be times where we question what we are doing and how we are doing it. As a class, we have faced many things like this before in our time here at Doane, and we made it. We know how to be strong, and we know how to be courageous. You will make it, and our futures are beyond bright. I want us all to remember to choose joy. Choose joy in all the things that you do daily, in the conversations that you have with your friends and family. Choose joy when you are looking at your own life and the decisions that you have made, for they have made you who you are today. Choose joy when you are scared or you don't know what to do. Choose joy when you reflect on your time here at Doane, because it has been a joyous 4 years. Lastly, be proud of yourself and believe in yourself. We made it. We have overcome obstacles and gone through mountains and valleys to get here. We are tigers. We are strong, and we are capable. Be proud of who you are, where you came from, and where you are going to go. I am proud of you, and I am proud of us. Thank you for the class of 2025 for all that you are. It has been an honor to be a part of your journey. Please now join me in a moment of reflection and our closing prayer. Would you please rise for the closing prayer? Gracious and loving God, as we stand in the threshold of a new beginning, we pause in gratitude for the journey that has brought us to this moment. Thank you for the lessons learned, the friendships formed, the memories made, and our little home that we have created here at Doane, and the strength discovered in times of challenge. Today, we celebrate not only achievement, but growth, resilience, and a bright promise of what lies ahead. We ask your blessing on every graduate here. May our paths be filled with purpose, our hearts with compassion, and our minds with wisdom. Let hope be our guide and kindness our legacy. May we face the future not with fear, but with courage. knowing that we carry the light of knowledge, the power of our dreams, the strength of a tiger, and the grace of your love. In every step they take, remind us that we are never alone. Let us always believe in the good that we can do and the good that awaits us. We give thanks for this day, and we lift our eyes to the future with faith, hope, and joy. Amen. Thank you.
Faculty marshals and junior marshals, please prepare for the recessional.
Mr. Marshall.